Hi, I'm Penny from Holistic Liberty. Last weekend, I had a great time with my boyfriend as we went to Oklahoma and stayed in a beautiful cabin with lots of beautiful people. In the beginning, I had my wheelchair and my crutches. I spent a lot of time in a hot tub and a lot of time doing just anything. I enjoyed myself so much that I began to feel better and used my crutches more than my wheelchair. As time went on, I started to walk more than using my crutches. But then things began to change. We heard some disturbing news. As a friend of mine was roaming through the internet at different news sources, she had discovered that you could easily tell whether it was from the right, left, or center. The news was that there may have been gunfire at the Trump rally, or alleged. We'd seen pictures of Trump with his bloody ear, and had heard that as he was being led off stage, he was looking for his shoes. I will admit that in the beginning I was making a joke about maybe Trump just grabbed his shoe and hit his ear with it. I'm not going to deny that yes, I got caught up in the hate of politics, to the point that I was beginning to feel depressed and ill. I started putting things aside that were important to me, such as this YouTube channel and other important things in my life. You see, in the beginning, in 2016, I actually did my research on both candidates. And it was through that research that I had made my decision to vote for Hillary. Now I'm going to state this right now. I do not in any way condone violence, not in politics, not in anything. I said from the very beginning, with all Trump's rhetoric, one day he may just get himself shot, and it may just be by a Republican. In the beginning, with the news that we were receiving, I will admit I was confused, and I'm one of those who said maybe this was just staged. I mean, you know, after all, Biden was getting attention. Trump loves his attention. He wanted the attention brought back to him. And that whole shoe thing was just plain confusing. And the way he pumped his fist on stage, hollering, "Fight, fight, fight." First thing I thought is photo op. So here I am in this beautiful cabinet with all these beautiful people. And I went by myself, sat in the hot tub, and meditated. My spirit was troubled. All this negativity, all this hate. I had to really start questioning who I am. See, I used to wonder if I was at a Trump rally and somebody was to aim a gun at Trump and I had the opportunity to stop him, would I? And I always believed that I would. No matter how many negative feelings I had about Trump, I didn't think that he should be shot. I condemn violence. I believe this should be handled at the ballot box. But I was also troubled about how much hate I allowed in my heart. I'm troubled about how I got to where I judged others who were major Trump fans. And I had many friends that I would not delete or unfriend on my Facebook that are Trump fans. But I just didn't get them. And I still don't, but I'm not them. And it's not my place to judge them. So I got onto my Facebook page and posted a meme with what Biden had said about we do not condone violence. And let people know that my heart went out to the family that lost a father and a husband. I tried to shield them from the bullets. He was a hero. And I may not agree with the political views, but he was a hero, and my heart went out to that family. He didn't deserve to die. The others that were there did not deserve to get hit by bullets or to go through the fear that they went through. I may not agree with their political views, but they had every right to be there supporting their candidate without worry. And my heart goes out to every one of them. So, I guess I watched with anticipation to see what was next, constantly looking up news information. I will say that I was pleased to see Biden come out and not condone the violence and extend an olive branch to Trump. I hope that his family was okay. In fact, both sides do not condone the violence. I was pleased to hear that. Now, I refuse to be one who is going to share any post that makes fun of this whole thing. I don't think it was funny. I do not think it was funny that somebody attempted to assassinate Trump. I didn't think it was funny when 9/11 happened. I didn't think it was funny when January 6th happened. I didn't think it was funny when someone attempted to assassinate Nancy Pelosi's husband. I don't think it's funny, and I'm not about to share any humorous post on it. But with that said, I'm not going to pass judgment on those who do. What I will say I am very disappointed in is that it has not gotten across about gun violence, that we don't need these machine-type guns out there, that we need more restrictions. It hasn't gotten across to the right people, and that's very disappointing to me. Your guy got shot, and you still don't get it. It's also very disappointing to me that all of a sudden the blame game goes out. And they've even tried to blame Biden for what a 20-year-old Republican, conservative Republican did, where his only sin as far as not being a Republican was donating $15 to a liberal agenda on the day that Biden got sworn in. We don't know why he did that, or if somebody maybe done it in his name. Maybe he was mad because of what happened January 6th. We don't know, but we do know that he was a conservative Republican. So why are we blaming others? Even if he was a Democrat, he was the one that did it. As 20-year-old, he was the one who did it. But he wasn't a Democrat. He was a Republican. Why do we have to find others to blame? That upsets me. Let's solve the problem and stop the blaming. Then I was disappointed because we keep on going on about the rhetoric. Here's the thing, is I do agree that a lot of the rhetoric may be what pushes somebody into violence. When we have rhetoric that is violent rhetoric. Stating that somebody is a threat to democracy is not violent rhetoric. I was also disappointed when Trump came out and was using this opportunity to try to say that all of the stuff needs to be dropped, all of the charges needs to be dropped. You know, that did happen before. When Ford decided to pardon Nixon because he believed that by doing that, we can get past all that and start healing. And all it did was create an uprising, and it created a lot of what's going on today, because now they believe that presidents are above the law. If he had held Nixon accountable, it would have solved many problems that we now have today. And so in order to create unity, we need to let Trump go. That is not Trump creating unity. That is Trump thinking of Trump, and I'm very disappointed in him at this point. He had an opportunity to turn things around, and he didn't. So the deeper I got into the news, the more and more I began to feel pain in my body all over again. Started using the crutches and soon went back to the wheelchair. I got to where I was barely able to stand up even for a few moments. Why? Because our bodies get affected by what we think and what we feel. So what do we do now? I don't know. What's next? I don't know. Because I'm going to tell you something. Let's say, for an example, Joe Biden wins and we get this great blue wave that we believe would happen, that everything is going to go great. So Joe Biden wins and the Democrats take over the House and the Democrats take over the Senate, and all of a sudden things change and everybody's happy. Really? We have an American full of different people, different views. If Joe Biden wins and the Democrats take over the House and Democrats take over the Senate and things become changed and everything is more equal, the problem is still not solved because Joe Biden is just a Band-Aid. All this is just a Band-Aid. I know we think of Trump as a problem. Trump represents the problem, but Trump is not the problem. Let's say Trump wins, and let's say it's exactly what the Democrats fear, that he puts in Project 2025 and everybody loses their freedom. And there may be people soon after that who regret voting for Trump because they didn't realize that this was really going to happen. Do you really think that's what the problem is? Let's say Trump wins and he doesn't implement Project 2025, and it's just like his other the last time he was president. And there are going to be people who are miserable with it. There are going to be people who are going to say, oh, he's the greatest president there ever was. People are not getting what the problem is. The problem is us. And until we understand that, we're not going to ever be happy with who is running the government. The violence is going to continue. The hate is going to continue. The problem is us. Think about that. And the way he pumped his whiffs, I was also disappointed when Trump come out and was using this opportunity to try to, blah, blah.